Hey, what's going on, everybody? You got your boy Chris here, and it's Sunday and we in the kitchen. And today makes a really special day for me because today, this is my first YouTube cooking video. I typically upload all my videos onto my Facebook cooking channel, Cooking with Chris, where I bring you Puerto Rican cooking. Just a guy from Jersey, lives in Tennessee now, who's just bringing the food that I grew up loving and eating to where I live at in Tennessee, and also to you guys now. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to check my video out. But with no further ado, what we're gonna do, we're gonna jump into this, and I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna be making. I'm gonna be making some tostones, but before we do that, what I'm gonna be making is some mojo sauce. And so the things we're gonna need for that are some garlic, and I cheated a little bit by buying this bag of garlic already peeled. Usually I peel the garlic, but I just decided to buy the bag, make it a little bit faster. A lemon squeezer. I just usually use my hand to do it. And this here, I found this little device at Walmart, and it's for cutting garlic up. So we'll see how well that goes. Got some olive oil, 2 plantains, some salt and pepper. I got my pots and stuff behind me. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and jump into that. So stay tuned. All right, so now we're over here at our workstation. So let's get to work. Now again, with this right here, recipe right here, so many people have grown up doing it a different way, with watching their families do it. I'm just doing it the way I learned how to do it in Jersey and how I always eat it. So what we're gonna do, like I said, here's our pot, right? So then here's our olive oil. I'm gonna do 2 cups of olive oil. So just to make sure we get all this measurements and all that good stuff right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with 2 cups of olive oil. We just go ahead and get that done. All right, we there with that. Then I'll come back here in just a minute and we'll get some more in there. So we got our 2 cups of olive oil in there. Our next step is to take some garlic. So you want about 1 cup of garlic in there. We're gonna get about 1 cup of this in there. And then we'll move on to the next step, which is cutting that lime and then putting that in there, and we're gonna get it onto the fire. Okay, so we got our cup of garlic chopped, but now I got my olive oil on the smaller eye. I have an electric stove, so I got it on about a 2.5, and I'm gonna let that warm up. And while that's warming up, I'm gonna go ahead, and what I'm gonna do is dump my garlic in there. Let's make sure we get all that out of there. So let's get that spoon in there. You want to get all that goodness in there. I'm telling you, the aroma you get from this when you're making this is phenomenal. But that's with any Latin cooking, but I guess I'm partial to that, huh? A little biased. So our next step from there, like I said, is going to be to pretty much take and cut this lemon. We got some salt that we're gonna add in there as well. So our lemon, I rinsed it and all that good stuff, but rinsed it off. So then we're gonna cut that, come into there, and here this thing is, little lemon squeezer. So we're gonna squeeze that lemon juice off into there. We're gonna get all that lemon juice in there, all that goodness into there. All right, so the other half of that lemon. And so after we get all that good stuff in there, all that good zest from this lemon in there, or lemon juice I should say, after we get all that stuff in there, squeeze it all out, we're gonna let that cook for about 15 minutes. And the reason we're cooking this thing on low is because of the fact that we don't want to burn that garlic at all. So we're gonna come back, we're gonna let this thing cook down for 15 minutes. And in the meantime, while we're letting that cook down, we're gonna go and start to prepare our plantains. Okay, so here we are, we're back at the prep table. And so like I said, right behind me, we have our mojo sauce cooking. And so again, we have our plantains here. So, and in this pot, I just have some water because after I cut these ends off, after I cut this and then cut the ends off, what we're gonna go ahead and do is let this soak in there for 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna come here, I'm gonna cut these ends off for just a quick minute. Let's get that out the way. I'm gonna come here, let's cut that out. Let's get that off of there. Then, so like I said, we have that one peeled. And then we have our other one here. We're just gonna slowly peel this thing, as you can see. Just gonna peel it. Boom, just like that. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna cut it. You could cut it, say about an inch, inch and a half, how big you want them. So we're gonna just go ahead and we're gonna cut those down. And then behind me, that Mojo sauce is smelling so good. So you want to check on it. Also give it a good stir. You know, every once in a while, just check on it, you know. Make sure it ain't burning. And then also, I turn my heat down a little bit more because it's starting to boil a lot faster. So I turn my heat down on this electric stove to about a 2. So we're going to finish letting that thing cook. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to get these things prepared and ready by putting them in here into just water and letting them sit on your counter in your pot for about 15 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll address these. Okay, as you can see, it's been about 15 minutes. And, you know, we checked on it. We checked for taste. Taste is good. But here's the thing about it. When you pull this out of here, you want the color, and we have to cook it down some more because you want that coloring to be like a greenish color. So you want this garlic to be cooked. So we're going to cook it for a little bit longer. I'm going to go with about another, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to check that, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, it's been 15 minutes, and I forgot to mention, and I'm sorry about that, y'all, that I put a little bit of salt in here too while these things were just sitting in the water. So the next step is we're going to remove these out of the water. We're going to pat them dry a little bit, and then what we're going to do, we're going to get our frying pan and we're going to fry these things up. All right, so we drained our water out of our pot there. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to come here and get all these dry. And the reason we need them dry is because water, all that liquid and oil, does not mix too well. And if you get it in there too fast, you'll get that popping sensation going on. You might burn yourself. So we don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do, we'll take these, we'll dry them up as best as we can. And then from there, we'll go ahead and we'll get into the oil. Also, a quick update on our Mojo sauce. As you can see, I did lower the flame, and it's not quite done yet after another 15 minutes. We're looking for that golden color, and I want to show you that it's starting to get there, but we need it to be a little bit more. So we have to cook this down some more. So, and I should have told you this in the beginning, that it's not going to just be a 15, 20-minute process. This garlic has to cook down, get a golden color in order for it to be, the right consistency in the right way. So just to throw this out there, I'm going to say it's going to be around your total cook time for this, probably around 35 to 40 minutes, because you're cooking this low because you don't want to let it burn. You're constantly watching this and you want it to be that golden color. Okay, our grease is hot. So we're going to start doing is start adding our plantain. You want to make sure there's enough oil in there to cover at least half of it, because we're going to flip these things and cook them on each side. We're going to cook them on each side for about 3 minutes on each side. We're going to get these things to a little bit of a golden color, and then okay, so it's been about 3 minutes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flip these. You see how it's got that nice little coloration coming along there? So what we're going to do, we're going to flip them, and now we're going to cook them for another 3 minutes on this side. And then what we'll be ready to do is pull them out and then move on to the next step after we get these cooked on this side. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes and we got them done on both sides. So now we're going to move into the next step. Our next step is going to be taking these and smashing them down. So let's get these all out of here. And while that's happening, you also want to turn down your eye on your flame while you're smashing these things down. You don't want your oil to burn or anything like that. So, and I know it's not going to be that long, you know, but still, you always want to be, you know, safe. So here we go. Now, with that being said, I don't have what a lot of people probably have in their house from their grandmother or someone in their family to smash these things down. It's like a tool, like a wooden thing, and what it does, you put it between there, and what it does is pretty much makes it a flat, perfect tostone. All right, just makes like a circle. So what I have is this. So my occupation is I'm a firefighter. So my wife says to me one day, "Hey, I got you a gift." I said, "Cool." So she said, "Here it is." I opened the box and it's that. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. So yeah, so what you want to do is just take that right there, and it works great. Put it there and just smash it down. And there you go. And then, okay, like I said, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get those back inside of the grease, and we're gonna let those cook. And you always want to flip these, remember that. So don't overcrowd your pan either, because you'll lose a lot of heat if you try to overfill your pan. So you don't want to do that. We have them removed from the heat, and I have them on a piece of paper towel just to get some of that excess oil. And so next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put just a little bit of salt on there. And then what we'll do, we'll put them on a plate to present them. Okay, so our mojo sauce is done, and we're going to be removing it from the heat, and then once it cools, we'll be putting it into a mason jar. My mojo has cooled down, and I want to show you guys, because I've been transferring it in here, I want to show you guys what it looks like and what it should look like. You see, it's got a little bit of a golden, you know, tint to it, and that's what it should look like. It should be looking like that. You see that in there? That's exactly what it should look like. And then what we're going to do, we're going to carefully pour this oil into here, and then you'll have this for when you make tostones or any other dishes. Okay, so we have it all jarred up, and what I'm going to do now is just put it in the fridge and just let it do its thing. And again, I like to eat this with tostones, and you could also eat tostones with ketchup, or you can just eat them plain with some salt on them, whatever you prefer. All right, everybody. Thank you for spending your Sunday with me. Thank you for checking out the video. And, you know, follow me through my recipes. And again, you know, I'm always bringing a recipe on Sunday. Next recipe, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, is bacalaitos. Here's what we prepared. And in the middle here, we have some ketchup. I like to eat my tostones with some ketchup. Here it is. Dip it in there. Beautiful crunch. So again, thank you for watching. Remember, tell your loved ones you love them, give them a hug, and until next time, peace.